Didn't come down with. Burrow dodges the rush. Going for Jefferson again. It's another touchdown. And he beat Woody Washington.
Give me your thoughts first off, Joe Burrow, very quickly, as a prospect.
I think he's great, but controversial. Like, he's my number one QB. But if Tua wasn't hurt, Tua would be my number one QB. It's just like we're seeing independent doctors. We're seeing NFL licensed people, but these aren't team doctors. And while the signs are looking good, I'm no medical expert, so I just wouldn't feel comfortable unless I had medical experts talking to me personally. But I'm sure these GMs do, so that might adjust their board. But Burrow's a great quarterback. He's got a swagger to him that I love. Teams can rally around him. The city of Cincinnati can rally around him. He's a great fit there. He's not going to get like shocked by the moment. We've seen him do it. We've seen him do it in every stage. Accurate quarterback, good arm, not overly mobile. Like, his natural athleticism doesn't wow you, but he's one of the best quarterbacks I've seen since I've started intently studying film, but he's not the most naturally talented quarterback I've seen. I think Tua is more talented, but as a prospect right now, Burrow is safer, and at number one, I want safety, and that's why I want Burrow.
I see, yeah. That's why I've been going back and forth, because right now we're in the main part of smoke screen season, rumors flying all around. That's why the whole rumor about the Miami Dolphins trading up from number 5 to go get Joe Burrow at number 1, it's interesting to me, because obviously there's a risk with Tua being injured, but at the same time, the amount of stuff that the Miami Dolphins have to give up in order to go get Joe Burrow at number 1 is insane. And first off, I believe the Cincinnati Bengals are set on Joe Burrow no matter what. And I mean, if I'm in the Bengals situation and I'm getting brought to an idea where I can go get a whole bunch of depth, but I already know Joe Burrow's my number 1. If I know Joe Burrow's my franchise guy, if I know for a fact that he's going to be my guy for 10 years, I'm taking Joe Burrow no matter what. Just because I'd much rather have the safety of knowing I have a franchise guy, my number 1. It's so hard to find a number 1 guy. It's so rare. If I know for a fact he's my guy, I'm taking him no matter what anybody's bringing to me. Would you accept the trade? Let's say the Miami Dolphins gave up next year's first round pick. They gave up all their first round picks this year, gave up some more. Would you accept that if you're the Bengals?
Yes.
Really?
I would accept it. Number 1, like I said, I'm assuming, do you have Burrow like on the Andrew Luck echelon of quarterbacks, of prospects?
Yes.
Like, do you think he's okay? See, that's where we differ. I think he's very good. I think he's good, but I do think we have more depth than ever of quarterback in this league, to where it is the expectation is higher. But when would you have ever seen Cam Newton as a free agent in the past? And when would you have ever seen Jameis Winston available? Like, you can have a veteran guy. You can sign that. You have Andy Dalton already. I mean, it seems like his relationship with the organization is pretty strained. But I do feel confident in a Jordan Love, a guy who you have Dalton for one more year. He might not be in the great terms with the organization, but let's be honest here. We're probably looking at a shortened training camp, to where I don't want to throw a quarterback in there day one anyway, a rookie. And with their offensive line being not great, you can still maybe take Tua at 5, or you take a tackle at 5, and then you're looking at Herbert, Eason, Love, somebody at 18 that you may like. It depends on how you evaluate. If they think Burrow is the savior, yes. But I would not be against taking 3 first-round picks to do this. How many Super Bowls has Aaron Rodgers won? 1, and it was the only time he was given a great team around him, and he's arguably the most talented quarterback of all time. And people are talking about Burrow, like he could be a talented quarterback. But as much as, like you said, QB1s are hard to find, you still need a team around him. It's all about fit, and the Bengals are far from a perfect fit from a quarterback right now, in my opinion. Inexperienced coaching staff, big issues at the tackle. Like, they're probably, like, they have Fred Johnson, who started like 5 games, and then Jonah Williams on the other side, who's never started an NFL game. There's some big questions there, to where you could probably fill some of those in the draft, and you could still find your QB to develop. And if he doesn't pan out, it's better to bust at number 18 than number 5 or number 1.
See, I get that, because the main thing I want to make sure everybody watching, it's so hard to evaluate the prospects without knowing their situation. That's why it depends. Like, these quarterbacks, we could have a totally different evaluation on them as soon as we figure out what team they're in. So it depends. Like, the Bengals front office, it depends on what their mindset is. If they're 100% set on Joe Burrow, I'm taking Joe Burrow. But at the same time, if they're like, okay, if they trust the medical records of Tua, or if they say, okay, we see Justin Herbert, we see his potential, we can groom him into a star quarterback, then it's up to them.
Yeah.
But
I
so much.
agree with
It's
that.
so much up to fit. It's so much up to fit.
And I think the Bengals are far from a perfect fit. Like, if I had Joe Burrow thought of as the way you do, I would say no. I would say no question.
Yeah.
If you have someone who's Andrew Luck, John Elway, what I think Trevor Lawrence will be next year, then yeah, there's no question. You shut it down. Like, the Colts were not trading that number 1 pick. In fact, they let Peyton Manning go because Andrew Luck was so good.
Yeah.
Then you don't let it go. But for my evaluation, where I think he's a very good, but I do think he lacks some of the it. He's got a swagger, but I just think there are certain things he lacks, and he was aided by his system to where I'm not fully sold. I'd feel comfortable trading him away.
You said he lacks some of the it. Explain that to me.
It's just like when I'm watching it, like, he's got a swagger. He's got a confidence, but like, I don't think the ball just like zips off like it did Luck's hand. Like, Luck was just something different. Like, Luck, you could have put Luck into any college football team at the time, and I would have said they're going to a bowl game. Yeah. Joe Burrow, you put him into I do give him some slack with the whole LSU thing where he had a short training camp. We saw him be productive. Yes, he was productive. He was good. I told you, I had a 4th, 5th round grade. I think he thought he was a good quarterback. I saw the tools. But he didn't win it at Ohio State, and that does somewhat worry me. He has improved a lot since then. But I'm just not, when I'm watching him, I think he's very good. But like, people hyped up the Alabama game. People were hyping up like he went down. He threw a touchdown on the first drive. Number 1, interception called off. That throw to Jamar Chase was 5 yards way too shallow on the back shoulder. Yeah. It was a very good collective performance, but there was nothing overly special, and he did let Tua get back into that game after their offense got stagnant. They won that game because of coaching in a combination with Burrow. You could have put Andrew Luck in college, and they could have won games because of Andrew Luck.
Yeah. I think, see, my thing right now is I agree with what you're saying, Tua. Like, if we knew for sure Tua was healthy, I think they're the same. I think Tua is a more talented quarterback. I love the it factor about Joe Burrow. And it really depends on what the organization believes. If they believe he's their guy, he's their guy. But if I'm in their situation and if I know Tua's healthy, maybe I'm doing that. But it just really depends. Because right now, they need to get this right. This is the one chance, I believe, to get the quarterback. You're the number 1 overall pick. You can do whatever you want, Cincinnati Bengals. You cannot screw this up. That is the main thing. You can't screw this up. There's no way. No way.
No, this is a make it or break it. This decides the next 10 years of your team and probably decides Zach Taylor's future as a head coach.